The United States Constitution stands as a remarkable document. It is the supreme law of the land. For over 2 centuries, it has provided the framework for American government and society. It outlines the structure of the federal government, dividing powers among 3 branches. This separation of powers was designed to prevent any single branch from becoming too dominant. The Bill of Rights explicitly protects individual liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. These rights are considered inherent and inalienable. The Constitution serves as a guardian of personal freedom. Its words have inspired countless individuals around the world in their own struggles for liberty. Moreover, the Constitution is a living document. This means it can be amended and interpreted to meet the changing needs of society. The amendment process allows for the Constitution to evolve over time. Ultimately, the U.S. Constitution represents a compact between the government and the people. It establishes a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The tradition of swearing an oath of office is deeply rooted in history, long predating the United States. Its inclusion in the U.S. Constitution was a deliberate choice by the framers. Article 6, Clause 3 mandates that all federal and state officials shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support the Constitution. The presidential oath is uniquely prescribed in Article 2, Section 1, Clause 8. It states, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States." The option to affirm was included for individuals, such as Quakers, whose beliefs prohibited swearing oaths. The first Congress in 1789 acted on this mandate, prescribing the specific oath for all federal and state officials. This aimed to foster national unity and a shared allegiance to the constitutional framework. Requiring an oath to the Constitution, rather than to a leader, was revolutionary, placing the rule of law at the center of American governance. The very first oaths to support the new Constitution were taken even before George Washington's presidential inauguration. Members of the new Congress, convened in March 1789, were among the earliest to take the oath prescribed by the Constitution and subsequently detailed by the Act of June 1, 1789. George Washington's first presidential inauguration on April 30, 1789, in New York City, provided a prominent public display of the oath. As he placed his hand on a Bible and recited the words prescribed in Article 2, he established a tradition that continues to this day. Witnesses reported that after taking the oath, Washington added the words, "So help me God," a phrase not constitutionally mandated but which has become a customary addition for many. Beyond the federal level, state officials also began taking the oath to support the U.S. Constitution. This was crucial for knitting together the federal system, where states retained significant powers but were also subordinate to the federal Constitution in matters of national law. The requirement for state officials to swear allegiance to the federal Constitution helped to ensure a unified approach to governance and to prevent conflicts between state and federal authorities. It reinforced the supremacy of the Constitution throughout the land, binding officials at all levels of government to its principles and mandates. The oath to the Constitution has faced severe tests throughout American history, perhaps none more profound than during the Civil War. When Southern states seceded from the Union in 1860 and 1861, federal officials, military officers, and even state officials from those regions faced a deep crisis of loyalty. Many had sworn an oath to support the U.S. Constitution. Their decision to support the Confederacy often involved a painful renunciation of this prior vow, or a reinterpretation of their loyalties. For those who remained loyal to the Union, their oath to the Constitution became a rallying cry and a justification for the fight to preserve the nation. President Abraham Lincoln, in his first inaugural address in March 1861, powerfully invoked his own constitutional oath. He emphasized his duty to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, which he argued did not permit secession. Lincoln viewed his oath as a solemn obligation to maintain the integrity of the Union as established by the Constitution. Section 5. Civil servants as custodians, the role of government officials. Government officials at every level, from local town councils to the highest federal offices, take an oath to support the Constitution. This act signifies their acceptance of the Constitution as the ultimate authority guiding their decisions and actions. For legislators, this means crafting laws that are consistent with constitutional principles and limitations. They must consider whether proposed legislation infringes upon protected rights or oversteps the powers granted to their branch of government. Executive officials, including the president, governors, mayors, and agency heads, are sworn to faithfully execute the laws. This execution must be done in accordance with the Constitution. They are responsible for implementing and enforcing laws in a manner that respects constitutional rights and procedures. Judicial officers, from local judges to Supreme Court justices, also swear to uphold the Constitution. Their role is perhaps the most direct in interpreting the Constitution and applying it to specific cases. The oath serves as a moral and ethical compass for all government officials. It is a public promise that they will prioritize the Constitution above personal gain, political expediency, or loyalty to any individual or group. Section 6. Defenders of the document, why the military pledges allegiance. Members of the United States military also take a solemn oath. Unlike many other countries where the military might swear allegiance to a monarch, a president, or a ruling party, U.S. military personnel swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. This distinction is profoundly important. It establishes that the military's ultimate loyalty is to the framework of American democracy and the rule of law, not to any individual leader who might temporarily hold power. This unique oath for the military reinforces the principle of civilian control over the armed forces, a cornerstone of American democracy. The president is the commander-in-chief, but both the president and the military are subordinate to the Constitution. Military officers and enlisted personnel are thus obligated to follow lawful orders, but they are also bound by their oath to disobey orders that are unconstitutional or illegal. This creates a critical check against potential abuses of power and ensures that the military serves the nation's foundational principles rather than the ambitions of any single individual or faction. Section 7. The Oath's Boundaries. Understanding what is pledged. The oath to support and defend the Constitution is not a pledge of blind obedience to individuals in power, nor is it an endorsement of every existing law or government policy. Instead, it is a commitment to the enduring principles and the framework of governance established by the Constitution itself. This means upholding the rule of law, respecting the separation of powers, and protecting the fundamental rights enumerated within the document and its amendments. Understanding the boundaries of the oath requires a commitment to constitutional literacy. Those who take the oath must have a working knowledge of what the Constitution says, its historical context, and its interpretation over time. It is not enough to simply recite the words. The oath demands a conscious and informed dedication to the document's core tenets. The oath also implies a duty to resist unconstitutional actions. If an official or military member believes a law or an order directly violates the Constitution, their oath may compel them to question or even refuse compliance, though such actions are often fraught with personal and professional risk. This aspect of the oath serves as a critical safeguard against tyranny or unlawful governance. Section 8. A Living Vow. The Oath in Contemporary American Society. In today's complex and often polarized society, the oath to support and defend the Constitution remains as vital as ever. It serves as a unifying commitment for individuals entering public service, regardless of their political affiliations or personal beliefs. In an era marked by deep divisions, the shared pledge to uphold the nation's foundational document can provide a common ground and a reminder of the overarching principles that bind the nation together. This vow encourages officials to look beyond partisan squabbles and focus on their fundamental responsibilities to the constitutional order and the American people. Public scrutiny of officials' adherence to their oath has also intensified in the modern information age. This heightened accountability can serve as a powerful reinforcement of the oath's significance. There's Section 9, the unwavering commitment, the Constitution's importance today. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the U.S. Constitution and the oath to protect it retain their profound importance. The document itself, drafted in 1787, continues to provide a stable yet adaptable framework for a government designed to serve its people and protect their inherent rights. The challenges facing the nation may change, but the fundamental values enshrined in the Constitution offer enduring guidance. The oath taken by government officials and military personnel is a constant reaffirmation of these core American values. In a world where democratic norms are often under pressure, this unwavering pledge to a constitutional framework is a bulwark against authoritarian tendencies and the erosion of fundamental freedoms. The Constitution's significance today also lies in its capacity to unite a diverse populace under a shared set of ideals. The oath to support this document is a pledge to uphold these unifying ideals, fostering a sense of national identity rooted in shared principles rather than ethnic or sectarian loyalties. Added note from Grandpop of WiseHooterLearning. As a member of the U.S. military for 21 years active duty and 10 years as an employee of the Department of Defense, I took the oath many times. I understood it and honored it to the best of my ability, just like everyone else who took this oath. It has been critical since day one of the United States that as many citizens of the United States as possible understand our Constitution and the freedoms it grants. It has been just as critical that each member of government and the military understand and loyally execute their oath of office. The oath reminds us that all political parties and all leaders are secondary to the Constitution. Leaders and military members swear an oath to protect the ideals of the same Constitution. It is an oath they have sworn to honor.
Thank you for watching a WiseHooterLearning video. If you would like a shout out at the end of a future video, please have your first name emailed to WiseHooterLearning@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching a WiseHooterLearning video. If you would like a shout out at the end of a future video, please have your first name emailed to WiseHooterLearning@yahoo.com.